Good morning. I'm Jane with the good news for November the 20th. Today I'm going to read a familiar story from the Gospel of St. Luke about Jesus healing a group of lepers. This is Luke 17, verses 11 to 19. On the way to Jerusalem, Jesus was going through the region between Samaria and Galilee. As he entered a village, 10 lepers approached him. Keeping their distance, they called out, saying, "Jesus, Master, have mercy on us." When he saw them, he said to them, "Go and show yourselves to the priests." And as they went, they were made clean. Then one of them, when he saw that he was healed, turned back, praising God with a loud voice. He prostrated himself at Jesus' feet and thanked him. And he was a Samaritan. Then Jesus asked, "Were not 10 made clean? But the other 9, where are they? Was none of them found to return and give praise to God except this foreigner?" Then he said to him, "Get up and go on your way. Your faith has made you well." This short passage has many themes. We could talk about Jesus' compassion as a healer, or we could speculate about how those isolated lepers knew to ask for his help. And we hear that one of them was a foreigner, so we could reflect on the significant role foreigners play in other stories like the Good Samaritan. A particular passage from the Bible can strike us differently at different times, depending on our own context when we read it. And for me today, it's the idea of thankfulness that stands out. The one leper who turned around, knelt before Jesus, and thanked him. I think it's because with the current state of our world, I feel a hunger to focus on something positive, and thankfulness seems like a good place to start. I think back about all the patient reminders from my parents when I was a child. Don't forget to say thank you. And I'm sure you too had this thoroughly drilled into you from a young age. Saying thank you is a good habit, a mark of civility, a social behavior that makes relationships run more smoothly. And at a deeper level, it seems that gratitude also makes for a happier life. Psychologists and self-help books these days often recommend keeping a gratitude journal or counting your blessings to help you get to sleep at night. But at least for me, having an attitude of gratitude as a default position is not easy. I think my interior monologue tends to be grumbling rather than grateful. I mutter to myself about what's bothering me, what I'm worried about, or what I regret. It's harder to think of things to be thankful about than things that need fixing. And I remember back that when our St. Thomas prayer team met, we'd go around the circle to add things that we wanted to pray about that week. Our intention was always to start with prayers of thanksgiving and then move on to other concerns like prayers for the sick or the environment. But we struggled every time to come up with Thanksgiving prayers. And I noticed this on Sundays at St. George's as well. That sheet that we write names on for the prayers of intercession has a section on it for thanksgivings, and that is often blank. And yet, I know some people who seem to have gratitude just always radiating out of them. It feels so great to be with people like that, and I would like to be more like them. An Episcopal priest in Hawaii, commenting on today's gospel in the Forward Day by Day booklet, had some good advice. She said, "Gratitude is a practice. The more I practice being thankful, the more I notice what there is to be thankful for." And I'd add, start small and focus on the little things because we know the big things we're thankful for: God's love, our families, peace where we live. But there are thousands of little things to rejoice in as well. So I challenged myself to be specific so that I can tell you today I am grateful for life and breath and family and church and God's love. But also, I'm grateful for the pink light that edged the clouds at sunrise this morning, the comforting smell of toast, remembering Ray and Al singing at coffee hour last Sunday, and the prospect of a cup of tea when I finish this good news. St. Paul said, "In everything give thanks." Living with a thankful heart might be one important way to experience hope and some serenity in these uncertain times. So let's close with a psalm of thanksgiving. This is the 100th psalm, known as the Jubilate Deo. Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with singing. Know that the Lord is God. It is he that made us, and we are his. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him. Bless his name. For the Lord is good. His steadfast love endures forever, and his faithfulness to all generations. Well, thank you for listening. I wish you many things to be thankful for, and I'll be back with you again just a week before Christmas. Bye for now.